Good evening, rock fans. This is Brad.
I'm Amy.
This is Mikey B.
And we are joined by Chris and Bob of Redefine. What's up, gentlemen?
Hello, how are you?
How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Thank
Say
you
it like we weren't all just hanging out.
I know,
minutes.
right? Like we haven't been talking for the last half hour.
We used all our good jokes.
Right?
Yeah, sorry.
All the good stuff happens offline, of course.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, downhill from here. So
That's the plan. That's what people want to hear.
Right. All right. So the broadcast should be up and posted out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So
we already got Alan.
I was going to say,
Alan's
is there
there.
any comments rolling in?
You get in here early. You get a what's up.
right.
yes. Hello, Alan.
So thank you guys for joining tonight.
Of course.
I had to show this to Bob earlier. I gotta show Chris. I know Mikey doesn't have one, so.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
What's up with that, dude? How come I don't have one of these?
I don't know. I can get you one of those though. I know a guy.
I definitely need one.
They have plenty, trust me.
Yeah. That's right. I was so scared when we got that pressed. We got a company out of fucking Taiwan to do it, and they did a great job. But it was like that kind of we didn't do it locally. Yeah, and so we were just like, all right, here we go, and you're opening it for the first time, and I'm just expecting it to be just a mess and they did fantastic work. So I was really sometimes going to the lowest possible bidder actually does
and work sometimes.
Yeah, so that's good.
How many of those did you guys press?
100. We only did 100 of the vinyl.
Okay.
And it was wild too, because it was that first time I think for us where we were not making CDs, because it was we've always done CDs and a digital download, and then it was funny to revert and have that convo everybody here listens to vinyl, let's do vinyl, and then you figure out how expensive vinyl is to make, and you immediately regret your decision but you've already committed.
I find it funny that we've got music from analog all the way to digital, where everybody's digital, and now everybody's going back to analog, but all the musicians are going to digital, so we're recording digital stuff onto analog instead of analog to digital. It's all upside down.
We're in Stranger Things, we're in the upside down,
Right.
I have everything hooked up to a Sonos system in the house,
Same,
but including my fucking vinyl player.
yeah,
So it just doesn't make sense, it's no speakers hard coded in, and you're this is
everything's wireless. It's easy peasy. Just plug it in and go.
And Mikey, how have you not swung that yet? Have you hooked your?
My vinyl's hooked up to my Sonos.
Is it?
Absolutely,
Okay.
Since day one.
All right.
I even have my own preamp, so I can dial it in.
What do you know about sound and tone and music and all that?
Not a damn thing. Fake it till you make it.
That's usually me until about halfway through a set, and then it's just sweat and misery. So.
That's all.
So when did you guys play live last?
September 27th.
Yeah, down to the date.
Empires, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to say that was the Empire show, right?
I was there.
I
was there.
We were there.
We were very blessed to play that show.
That's what we heard.
It was where you take a show 2 weeks before, and you're okay, this is let's just do it, and then you kind of hope for the best, you know what I mean? And then it's all right, people will show up or they won't, kind of thing. And then I don't know. I go into this mode, back to Bobby's sweat comment, I can't fucking stop. It's 4 song hits, and I'm just miserable, and I look like disgusting, and then I forget how to play, and it's just a mess from there.
That's what happens when you write songs that have that many notes. You're not gonna get them all.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the
trees.
set list. There you go. It's a big deal.
It's all right.
I like that. It's a big deal.
Big.
We had to drop a song.
Mhm.
We got to do this. Clint's gonna be on our ass.
I mean,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
you're not wrong.
he's a good dude. I'm biased because I really like everybody, I guess, or maybe I'm biased is not the right word, but like maybe I'm a bad judge of character because I just like everybody. You know what I mean? But like I feel like
that's like Jared, our singer. Everybody love everybody.
that's true. I feel like you could like punch him in the face and be like, "Hey man, like that's cool. Like if that's what you're feeling, no problem, man." Like,
I'm glad I
I've
could
only
be here
seen him
for
angry
you.
a handful
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah.
Wow, he's really got all y'all convinced.
well, I've never had to write a song with him, right? Which is like a whole other dynamic of a person.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, yeah, we won't go there.
But he's still as an outsider looking in on watching y'all write music, he's still pretty nice about it. Like he's not. I don't feel like he's ever like an ass about like, let's just try something different. He doesn't just outright say like, no, fuck you, that's terrible. So still pretty nice. Mike's just being
he says it all with his eyes.
Right. It's the eyes.
I just hope he's listening so he gets all this
The nicer he is to you, the more you suck.
Oh crap.
all these
I know.
people are listening.
It all
right
makes
now.
sense now.
That's messed up, man.
So I was looking on Facebook and on the website, and do you guys have anything else lined up, or are y'all getting ready to kind of shut it down for the holidays and the cold months?
That kind of, we had been talking about doing a show, and then it just like, nothing came about. Like trying to like coordinate schedules at like the end of the year.
Matt's in the middle of a move.
Yeah, and Matt
and Scott in like the last quarter is kind of busy time for him at work. So we're getting a lot of good writing time in.
yes,
There you go. Matt's not moving. Is he still staying local?
Yeah.
kind of like he went to where like Salina, which is basically Canada as far as I'm concerned.
His
Yeah,
head split in
Oklahoma
half
South.
immediately.
I'm sad about it. He lived literally like blocks away from me. So it was like my like hetero life mate just moved away. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, cool, man.
So he's moving to Salina?
He moved to Salina.
Where are you guys?
I'm in Plano.
Okay.
So is Scott. And then Bob, where's Jason? I always forget.
Me and Jason are both in Fort Worth.
Oh,
Funky Town. Another Amy's from Funky Town.
I'm also from Funky Town.
Yeah. Miss White Settlement.
1999.
Yeah, careful, buddy. Careful.
Yeah, I'm like, what year are you gonna pick for that?
I started to go there and I just stopped. I'm like, nope, I ain't.
2003. I've got
There
the
you
trophy
go.
right here. This
There
is
you go.
the
It
trophy.
wasn't even 2003 that I got that. And that's a completely different thing.
You gotta be
But
proud of
you
your
don't
wife.
have
today. Damn it, I'm falling over here. Not actually me.
Oh, you're
Ah, yes, the Mikey Pop.
Funko Pop.
Those will be available for sale.
Oh, I
Wait
would
a minute.
absolutely buy one. Yeah.
I haven't agreed to that.
We need you to start cranking them out, Brad.
Right? Yeah, let me do that in my spare time. I'll get right on that. Jeez. Oh man. So you guys gonna take some time, do some writing? You've got songs lined up already, or
Yeah.
when did this LP drop exactly?
That was Alive in Our Own Way was Jesus, like
18.
18 maybe. Yeah, sounds about right. And then we like played on that for like a year ish, and then we had these big plans to just like, all right, like this is it, like we're gonna play a lot more. And then March of 2020 was like, what if you don't
Yeah. What if you don't
play
do
a lot
anything?
more. Yeah.
Why don't you just stay
Doing
home
things.
forever? Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
What if you stay home and watch all of the madness on TV?
Watch Tiger King repeatedly.
It's called doom scrolling.
yes.
we all, you know, the one thing about that time period is we all became experts.
Yes. Yes. I would tell my father is a physician, and I would like explain to him like what I felt was going on, and he'd be like, "Oh, no, like that's
No,
It's
not.
not that.
It's
like-
definitely not that.
That's not
Like-
correct.
We were still in Dallas at the time, and I would like I would leave the parking garage from go back into my building, and I was like 2 doors down after like you came out from the parking garage, and I was so like freaked out because you like nobody knew what was going on. Do you know what I mean, kind of thing. So I remember holding my breath and sprinting to my door. Do you know? Because in my mind I was like,
This is what's gonna save
It's in
me.
the air. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm telling my dad, and he's like,
I'll be fine.
yeah, it's like my dad's basically like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, what do you?
Sounds like all of our dads.
Yeah,
Who hasn't been called a fucking idiot by their dad?
routinely.
You're not doing it right if you haven't.
Right. I'm not stretching those boundaries. That's for
No.
sure.
I'm just kidding. My dad thinks I'm an angel and would never say that about me. So
Oh, like,
Okay, I think we got a
I'm
comment
serious.
here.
Yeah. Let's go to the studio audience, Mikey.
I'm
Let's,
actually down with it now. Oh no, Alan! No, that
Oh.
sucks.
I
let's-
we have
wish
us.
a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not all it's
Donna
cracked
and her
up to
husband
be.
both have it as of yesterday. So
Oh.
good times.
Who would have
No,
thought
we-
we'd still be talking about this good stuff?
seriously.
We've been on a writing frenzy though to answer the question. We write everybody has different styles of writing, and so it's like I don't know, we've been really kind of taking good time with it, good effort when we do get in. Like Bobby said, I don't know, I'm like pleased with the progress, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to explain it without just sounding like, you know, silly generic or like, man, I'm really into this song, or like we're taking in a new direction, or kind of
It's
something.
with the big coming for you guys.
Yeah, you know, we tuned down a half step lower than we normally tune down, so it's
That's true.
obviously
That's
completely
obviously going to be super heavy,
yes,
bro.
It's
It's the heaviest album y'all have ever done.
obviously.
So did you guys start? Did you start writing in spring of 2020? Did y'all immediately take that opportunity, or did you take a little time?
There's so many like back catalog of riffs, and we had been playing for a while. Like we finally got into the studio and we're jamming, you know, even back then. And then Bobby and Jason came in and joined the band, and we kind of like every now and then have saved like some of the better riffs that I think we've like agreed on, but like it was the kind of thing where you just had, you know, fresh people in there and started writing anew. So that's been really, really fun. Bobby, like, don't let it go to your head or anything, but Bobby's like a beast of you know, writing. So he'll come in with just arrangements or ideas, and like him and Matt can write 15 songs for like every 2 that I can. So it makes it like really fun where they get to lay some beef down and I get to noodle along to it. You know what I mean? Like old Johnny Fast Fingers. I'm just a one-trick pony. Just do the same shit over and over again anyway. So it's
We do lay a lot of beef.
So when y'all do write, is it like, you know, somebody records it and like sends it, or is it like you just bring a riff to the rehearsal, or how's that go down?
I am the bring a riff to rehearsal guy. Matt Jones is like, hey man, I have an arrangement with like strings.
Matt will have the riff, and then the 2 riffs that go with it, and then 2 guitar parts, and he's learned to not put the bass in there yet. And we've also
But he does that in recording, or he
he-
just brings the.
he does the, you know, it's just the program drums,
Right.
And then he'll just have a loop that he likes, and he'll write riffs to it. And
That's
he'll
a great
have,
way to do it.
yeah. But then we have to do drum, no drums bounces for Jason, because he works all that stuff up. I don't even
what's
think
great
he
about
listens
doing
to
it that way is it's
program
always
drums.
in time, and so like it's easy to add something or to it and that kind of thing.
Yeah. It makes it fun. I don't, besides the fact that I don't have the know how, I would be the most canned drum beats if I did that at home. I just don't have the patience that Matt has to be like, man, I just like wrote a drum beat to go along. I just be like, yeah, fuck it, this is good enough. Like, you get just one snare, right? That's all you get.
All I care about is where the backbeat is.
Jason.
You can. I don't care if you're on the hi-hat or the ride or whatever you're doing with the kick drum. As long as the snares are in this spot, then everything else feels right. That's all I'm thinking about.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's fun though, and it works for everybody. And then usually we like get in and start workshopping it, and it just depends. It sounds like very automated, but it's like it's pretty organic once we get in, and then I think you have to take the parts back, and then that's where we start being like, oh, can we do this off time, or what if we play this way? Or I mean, you know how
it gives you the ability to really dissect things and try things and all that kind of stuff. To me, it's like whatever is inspiring at that moment. Like if it gets me picking up a guitar or working on it, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, all for it, or anybody else in the band kind of deal. Like if you're inspired and it makes you inspired, let's go that direction.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting, right? Like the shit that you write is, for me, it is determined like by the people that I'm writing with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like I'll play differently with those people.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna bring an idea in, and they're gonna be like, "That sucks, dude."
Oh,
what are we, the Backstreet Boys this week, or what, dude? Like we've all gotten the look. Like you brought that, bro. That's what you brought.
You should see me like showing stuff to my wife, right? Like, she's like, the years have gone by where she's like wowed and impressed by it at this point, right? Like, so I remember
you
when
have to do to accomplish that.
Yeah, right.
Mikey's gonna need a secret of that.
Yeah.
I mean, literally everyone's gonna be watching this show,
right?
To figure this out.
But I'll show her a solo that I'm working on, and she's like, still doing the thing, huh? Like that's still doing that, and I'm like, yeah, it's what I got. All right.
It's the one that brought you.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't say that when you show me new guitar stuff. I'd say it was good, honey, and I just
her
move on.
response is, "Oh, I'm gonna have to hear this like for the next 3-4 days."
You just happy you didn't have to buy a new guitar to record it or play it. So,
so here's the thing about whenever Mike does any kind of a writing any new songs, and whether it be him writing by himself or whether he writes with a band or in the studio, wherever it is that he does the writing, we have to listen to it through the computer speakers. We have to listen to it on the Sonos system. We have to listen to it in the car speakers. We have to listen to it from the phone speaker. Literally any speaker that we can listen to it on, we have to listen to it because it sounds different.
You gotta make sure it sounds good on all of them, right?
All the different speakers. I can't tell a difference. Sounds like the same song I heard 20 minutes ago. Now I've just heard it 20 times in 20 different ways.
But with more treble at one point.
Right. See, he understands. See,
that's great. I'm real proud of you that
there's
you
different curves.
Warmth coming through a cell phone speaker.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you been like hanging out with somebody? You're like, "Hey, man, we got this new song," and you're like, bust out your phone, and you're like, "Listen, you got to hear this," and then you're like, and it's your phone speakers, and you're like,
yeah,
but it sounds so much better in your car or something, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, dude, yeah."
Okay, sure.
We used to get Matt.
He's like, "Oh, we got to hear it. We got a new set of speakers to hear it through."
Yeah,
You're
Great.
saying Matt, such a
Jason
hard
knows what's up.
because Matt would be
stepping
like
on
that guy.
toes, man.
Yeah, we would give Matt a hard time, and like jokingly and lovingly, because like Matt is like the ultimate, like when he writes a riff, like he's like the ultimate hype man. You know what I mean, for the band or like what we're working on, and like I've been, like with him at a bar where he's like, holding his speaker up to somebody's ear, and it's like you're in a bar and nobody can hear it.
It's kind of like right now, y'all are hearing these sirens.
He's
It's because we're
absolutely
really
done
in
that
Deep
to
Ellum.
people. Like, has done that to people. Listen to this new song we wrote, and they're having to like, sounds
Cool.
great.
Yeah,
Right.
awesome.
We've all done that too. Our homeboys like, you got to hear the song. And you're like, oh man, that sounds awesome, dude.
I'm glad he does it though. I take
absolutely.
that over like, hey, nah, whatever. Like so I say it like jokingly and lovingly, obviously. Like it's a good I don't know. I think everybody's good at
You should support that. You should definitely support that. If somebody shows you their art, appreciate it.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree completely. I do.
Alan had a good question. Other than 6-year-old volleyball, what is your guys' biggest source of inspiration?
Bobby, you want to start? You want to start
making Scott happy.
Yeah. Man,
because all the work we put into this, getting this thing all like tricked up and syncopated and all that stuff, and then if he doesn't want to sing over it, we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I usually look at that as a goal.
They did one song where there's no third chorus. There's just a solo to the end of the song, and Scott just starts going to the bar. So
yeah,
they keep him involved.
Yeah, like, for me, it's just I don't know, whatever I'm into in the moment. Like it's such an outlet for me. I mean, like it is for everybody, I guess. But like, I don't know. I get so tired of like the work day that it's like whenever I'm writing, I'm just kind of like, all right, like whatever I'm feeling. And it's a hard thing to like, I think, explain to people who don't listen to music that's maybe like a little heavier. You know what I mean? That it's like, no, really, like that was a mood. Like that was a way that I felt at that moment. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. But like, I don't know. It's maybe like the canned generic response, right? Like, oh, I had a bad day, so I wanted some chorus and some dotted eighth delay, and we just thought we'd see where it went. But like, that's how it goes.
I mean, that defines a bad day right there.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So Jason brought up a good question. Where did you guys come up with the band name? Uh-oh.
So
you're not on the spot here.
Yeah. Sorry, we didn't send these to you ahead of time.
No. So we were there's a tie in there, and that's why I think that's why I think it's funny that I'm like, oh, should I name drop or anything like that? But we were like started the band in college, and like totally different people, obviously, and me and the guy that we started the band with, there was a song that we wrote, and it was like really personal to him, and he had like this whole meaning to it, and we had been kind of working with a singer on and off, and he was really talented. It was really, really good. But it was just like the beginning stages of the band. And I remember he said something along the lines of like, I think I might want to call this song Cyanide Worms. And he left, and somebody was like, I think we should redefine what we're doing here. And we kind of like talked about it, and we're like, all right, like let's kind of reconfigure how we approach songs. And maybe he's not like the right singer for this band. We don't want to waste his time. And we didn't have anything going. We were just starting a band. So that's how it came about. The name that we were going to call ourselves at the time before that was Rotate the Sky. And then a buddy of mine in class in college just wrote down rotate this, guy. And then we were like, all right, well, that went out the window. It was like flaming me about it before we even had a band name. So yeah, so I won't name drop the guy's name. He probably doesn't even remember that. Like, this is so long ago anymore at this time that he auditioned with us. But like, it was really, really funny. So that's how we came up with the name. We weren't actually trying to redefine anything. You know what I mean? Like, just that's where it came from.
Those kind of people are important in your life. There's a reason my daughter's name is not Emma, and that's because my brother-in-law quickly pointed out you don't want a girl named Enema Anus.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're like, all right,
man.
you suck, but we're gonna thank you for this at some point. So, yeah.
Didn't know that's how you chose not to have
Oh,
your
wow.
daughter's name.
That was yeah.
Oh, that was gold, Brad.
Thank you. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, what college did you guys go to?
I did undergrad at UNT and then master's at UT Dallas, which was a completely different experience, obviously, because one of them was about drinking beer and partying, and the next one was like, well, this is not as fun as my undergrad. So that was back in the UNT days, though.
Right? Oh man. So tell us a little bit about your background. I mean, you guys talked about the band, kind of what we've been doing over the last several years. Kind of what got you playing guitar? We'll start with Chris.
Ooh. I was a kid, and I had a neighbor whose name was Jason Schindler, and he was like that guy that was good at everything growing up, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, check out this, like, he played guitar, and he was like, check out this band Metallica. And I had not heard anything like that, you know, and I was at the time, you know, like One was a song like anybody at that time that did it for me. And so I came home and I was like, I want to get a guitar. I didn't know that I was like signing up for many lonesome hours in my room when I should have been like chasing chicks later in life or something like that. But like, you know, that was it. Like I heard it and I decided, and I really enjoyed doing it, and I just kind of stuck with it.
Very cool. Bobby, how about you?
I had a babysitter that I had a crush on when I was a kid, and she had a Motley Crue poster, and I saw that and I was like, I want to, what is that? And then, so I just, whenever in the late 80s, I was just, you know, a little third grade metalhead. And my dad finally bought me a guitar, and I played guitar through high school. And then whenever I got into college, I could never find a bass player that I liked. So, and I was also playing with a guy who I really liked his guitar playing. So I'm just gonna switch over to bass. I find that it fits my personality better. And I'm taller, so the bass doesn't look too big on me.
Bobby, you're lucky it wasn't now, because after like Tommy Lee's last Instagram scam, you could have gone into like a whole different career. You know?
Are you telling us something about Bobby we didn't know? Or?
You would know.
Yeah,
Bobby's blessed. I don't know what we're doing here. Oh, that's awesome.
She also had a Wasp poster. We were talking about Wasp earlier.
Nice. Yeah, I just saw them kind of kick off that 40th anniversary tour. I think that was at that might have been at the Rail Club.
Was it?
Somewhere. I'll have to double check.
I want to play there. It'd be nice to have a show in Fort Worth.
that's been.
I was going to say, with you guys out there, that shouldn't be too hard.
We're ready to play.
Yeah.
Who's running the Rail Club these days? Anybody know? It's not Chris Malone, obviously.
No, I know Crystal, but I don't know who has it now.
Yeah.
Well, all you commenters out there in comment world,
Let us know.
Yeah.
So who local would you guys like to play with?
Man, shit.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
Probably sounds like a punk band.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Like I'd play with just about anybody, you know, and like that's always been kind of the thing. Like I like I like a diverse build. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like my problem is that like I'm into like everything. Do you know? So like we see a band like or play with a band locally, and I'm like, yeah, we should do a show. Like no matter what, like kind of thing. So
I'd like to play a show with Mike Graff and the Holes in the Machine stuff.
Yeah,
I've been a huge Course of Empire fan forever, and me and Mike get along really well. I'd like to play a show with him.
absolutely. Those guys are awesome.
yeah.
Very cool.
And I always love seeing Ross. So whenever we can play with Big Story, I'm cool with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all played with Big Story at
Yeah.
Will Call.
Yeah.
I don't know why I struggled to remember that name.
Right.
Maybe it's because I struggle to remember.
You haven't been there
being
yet today? Is
Right.
I don't know. I don't normally remember being there.
You remember being there? It's a leaving that's real hazy.
Yeah, it's the leaving part. Yeah.
I think about that sometimes because like I get really excited when I'm out or when like I'm playing a show, and I think about the fact that like, you know, sometimes people who are hammered are just annoying as shit, and like when I show up versus when I leave are like two different people, do you know? And I wonder if there's anybody who sees me at like 12:45 at night and they're like, fuck this guy, like I gotta talk to.
They see you coming and they're like, whoop.
Yeah, damn.
I think a lot of people feel that way about me at the end of the night. That's their problem, bro.
Yes. I remember after
get you back home.
yeah, usually we're good, right? Like we have rides and it's not like you usually don't go 100% the distance, but I remember there was one time where like it was like after a show at Curtin, and my brother-in-law drove me home after the show, and I was like, man, thanks, like I really appreciate the ride. And he's like, well, when you start hugging bums and giving them money and telling them to change their life, that's when I take the keys. And I was like,
that's a good sign.
Fair,
That's a good sign.
fair assessment.
Yeah, like really appreciate you doing that for me, man. Like
Some people get violent, you become evangelical. Start
yeah.
Just saying I appreciate it. I didn't say you have to call me out on why you did what you did.
I'm pretty sure that's how we met.
What, y'all both found a bum that
I'm sure.
you wanted to hug and
I might have been the
become
bum.
friends
Who
with?
knows?
That's right.
Mikey's definitely a drunk hugger. You know Mikey's had his fill when he starts hugging on you.
Yeah. And that's the story of how we booked a show with Intercore. Like it's
Every time.
yeah, like
Half the time I don't remember booking shows, and that happens too.
Oh,
there are
God.
stories.
That does happen.
Mikey, are there any upcoming Intercore shows you want to throw out there?
Well, I could tell you, but it's on the internet. But also, I would like people to tune in next week, and we'll talk more about that.
Excellent.
Ooh, good teaser for next
Look at
week's
that,
show.
teasing it. How many can we expect next week? Everybody? 2 or 3?
Everybody.
Nice.
Look at the phone lines are blowing up right now.
I know. Everybody.
Wait, that's just sirens. That's just sirens. We live in
Just
Deep
sirens.
Ellum.
So I threw one earlier on my Facebook page of like, give us some questions for Redefine. And Jared Bishop gave us a loaded question. He said, who's your favorite guitarist that hosts a radio show in Dallas and has the initials MB?
that's
Is that Mel B from the
Yeah, I was like, I
Girls
can't
or
think of this person.
yeah. Who would it be? Like
Mike's
Joe
like, there's gotta be
Satriani
somebody
doesn't
else
that way.
with
He's
another,
not
with another MB that hosts a radio station.
right?
I mean,
Interesting.
Chris
Interesting.
Apoliska doesn't start with that.
like, that's funny though. I like a good loaded question. Like,
Right?
Leave it to
Oh.
Jared to throw
I
things like
love
that
Jared.
out there.
And y'all thought he was nice.
yeah. I've been set up. Like,
Right. Looks like he can cook though. I mean, he's been throwing out some decent looking. No, probably not Amy Cook level, but
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
Right.
not- no one's on that level.
No.
I haven't taught him. He's only eaten my cooking a handful of times in the 6 or 7 years that he and I have been friends. So
There's those sirens again.
There we go again. Here comes
busy
my
night
bride.
develop.
Yeah. You know, we know it's not. So in the past, we would have thought that was for us because we'd have bands playing in here.
Right.
In a damn apartment, we'd have full on live music going on.
Cajones and everything just thumping down the floor below you.
Yeah, people banging. Darn, you know.
It's a
Cops
good idea.
come to the door. We're like, "What? You want a shot?" Many people know that story.
Yeah, that's how you met your neighbors across the hall, wasn't it? Or
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then ended up partying
Didn't they
with
like
them.
come over in the middle of a show?
I think so.
yeah, I've
Oh,
never.
I miss those guys. They were great. They moved out.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Now we just have some floozies across the street, across the hall, coming out, and nearly nothing.
Sorry to hear
Maybe
that.
one
Mitch.
time.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It
I'm
only
so sorry
happened
to hear
one
that.
time, but Mike really zeroes in on
Fixated
that.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
You get a ring notification, and you pop it up,
Right. And then
And
screenshot it,
and all
then
it is
the rest is history.
songs, and what's the thong? What song? Who is that?
Cisco.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
You look on the ring, and there it is. So,
Jeez. I'm gonna have to pull Chris in for the next music trivia night.
Oh my god! You know what? I always suck at that. It makes me like. It's like they ask every question about stuff that I don't know, and you're just like, I don't understand how this happens. You know what I mean? Like, so it's always like they ask like a bunch of like T Swift questions or something, and I'm like, I don't.
No.
What's your favorite T Swift song?
Swan song?
Swang song.
We do own the new album on vinyl over here.
Oh.
It was not my purchase. But
Yeah, I was gonna say when you say we, I'm assuming
I
it's the
was gonna
volleyball
say
player.
we is a
Yeah. Here's the thing, like I thought it jammed pretty well. I was kind of fine with it. Like I don't know. She's weird to me. I have no big issues with Taylor Swift's music. Like I'm ambivalent to it. Do you know what I
Are
mean?
you going to
Like,
show that you own T Swift too?
No.
Okay.
But this is the most recent record I've bought, and I bet you guys remember it because you probably have the
Yes.
CD.
Yep, I had the CD.
It's now on vinyl. Has Course of Empire on it, Slow
Blue Moon.
Roosevelt, Dosa.
I'm gonna need you to transfer that down to 8-track so I can actually listen to it.
That
8-track.
that Course of Empire Blue Moon is so good.
Oh, I love all the Course of Empire.
Yeah, I remember having this CD. I was just glad to finally find it on vinyl.
it's interesting watching like the resurgence of like late 90s to early 2000s Dallas music. Do you know what I mean? Like, and how that's all coming back on vinyl,
Yep.
Do you think people will think about that too? Because there was a second resurgence, in my opinion, when obviously there was that era that you were talking about, and then everything died, and no one was here,
right?
And then it all came back, and trees reopened. There was all the Curtain Club, of course, stuck around forever, and there was all these great bands like you guys, and bands putting out all these albums and stuff. And I'm just wondering if it, people will think the same way about that era.
I would hope so, because I tend to like, like you see that stuff come out, and I don't mean this in any like talk shade way, because I like all of that stuff that they're putting out, kind of thing.
Fair to
But
Midland,
Yeah.
Seroja, all these great bands.
Yeah, like that's just
Late
it. You see it come out, and you're like, oh, like, well, after it died for a couple of years after that, like we were playing, there were other people that were playing. There was lots of good music that was like coming out. So it's kind of like, you hope that people are still exploring that, right? And maybe it will be.
It's different times. I mean, I remember being in the 90s, being invited to a Slow Roosevelt show.
Yeah.
Never heard of those guys, But now you've got all kinds of avenues to explore and find music and hear it. You don't have to, bum a CD off somebody or catch them live.
When I was
Yeah,
in
yeah,
high
just
school and the whole like Seattle thing was happening, I remember, you know, like this guy that was older than me that I hung out with, he had like a Nirvana CD and a Pearl Jam CD and a Hagfish CD. And
There you go.
I didn't realize that Hagfish wasn't as famous as those other two bands.
Yeah, you had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it was like. I mean, Trip and Daisy, Hagfish, Toadies. Really, Toadies got really
Bowling
big.
for Soup is another giant
Yeah.
local.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, some of these was just. I mean, I remember bands. That was the whole thing. Like before I could get into bars, I would like go sit outside a Galaxy Club and sitting just so I could hear it. Just walk down here.
Wow.
I ran into after the In Flames and Meshuggah show. Was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? We went over to Will Call after the show and had a beer before we like all Ubered back. And Bjorn, the guitar player for In Flames, like wandered into Will Call.
Yeah.
And I got all excited because In Flames is like one of like my like on my top 10 bands like list kind of thing. And I'm trying to tell him how I saw them at the old Galaxy Club when it was on Main Street still, you know, like years and years and years ago. Like he gives a shit or knows, you know what I mean? He's like, I'm from fucking Sweden, man. Like I just came here to play a show. Okay.
Right.
But it's funny to think about all that too. Like when you could like go from like club to club to club and like somebody was playing, you didn't give a shit who was playing. And it was just like awesome, you know, or what did they used to do?
Wasn't it like seven clubs for $7 or something
Deep
like
Fridays.
that? Deep Fridays. Yeah.
It was awesome.
I mean,
You know?
we need more clubs to do that in, but I mean,
we
we
need
don't.
more clubs to do that.
Yeah.
Just in general, we need more clubs.
There you go.
Well, we have as many. They're just spread out, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's so many places to play, but they're all around. You know,
It's not as confined to just Deep Ellum anymore. There's places you go.
Yeah, Mid
Further
Cities,
north,
Arlington,
Springs,
Fort
so you
Worth,
gotta-
Denton, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So Jared
I
wanted
heard.
y'all to know that he is listening.
There he is. That's,
Buckle up, buttercups.
what was for dinner, Jared? Let us know what you threw down for the kiddos.
Oh, he's got a question.
A must after show grub. Oh man. It depends on usually how many beers I've had. Once after Tree's show, there was a guy with a smoker outside and he was like, "Man, I make a mean rib sandwich." And I was like, "I want a rib sandwich." And this guy literally put 2 ribs, bone in and everything, on 2 pieces of bread and handed it to me. And I thought like I was like just fucking like trolled. You know what I mean?
That's how it's done.
It was the McRib.
It did you a favor.
Yeah, like so I don't know. I like if Angry Dog is still open, I would
It
go
is.
there, you know.
Angry Dog's still open. They make a mean Bloody Mary.
Or, I mean like they're still
They're
open.
still
like,
open
it's-
at the time
yeah.
you get on the show.
Angry tuna sandwich with
I'm partial
pasta
to the
salad.
St. I'm partial to the St. Pete's
Mike is very
tuna.
partial. If you get a
Tuna-
tuna,
steak.
I've heard this. I haven't tried the St. Pete's.
it is
We should
it is
try it.
really good. We
I've
have
had
tried
both.
it.
I've had both.
And Brad's gone.
It's okay. We don't need him.
It's okay. We don't need him.
Yeah.
Superfluous.
He'll be back. Look, now we get quad screens all to ourselves.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know?
Just
Like,
making my face look bigger. That's
Mhm.
what I'm looking for.
yeah.
It's always better when it's bigger. You know, that's what I've heard.
A bass player.
As long as it's a good size, okay? Come on, Jesus.
So, anyways, the angry tuna is
You guys like angry tuna? I like the dancing tuna. That's
I like the pasta salad too. That used to be my pre-show meal, but I got to thrashing around a little bit too much one show, and that angry tuna started wanting to.
Yeah, it's
reappear.
not great. It's not great for a pre-show. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You don't want anything too heavy pre-show. You want
Mhm.
keep it light.
If
go
you're
heavy
playing at
after
Trees,
show.
green room's awesome. Use this
Oh, yeah.
one step over. That's always good. I mean, we'll call number one. JR, don't shoot me.
Yeah.
In JR, I trust.
A lot of times I can't eat because I'm nervous. I'm nervous that the other people are going to fuck up. I know that I'm not going to fuck up. I'm worried about
I
the other
am.
ones fucking up.
Like, it'll be me, Captain. Half step in the right. I had this moment the last show, and I want to say it was like my worst fuck up in a long time. And I was dripping sweat, and I hit the wrong patch on my pedals, and then I went back to it, and I came back, and it's like if Key was here, I was fucking around somewhere like 2 steps in the wrong direction and way out. It was wild where you're like, there's no recovering from this. Like I can't fake it. I can't,
That's why we're in the prog genre. It's just like you can always like claim that there's some jazz influence in there.
What did we say last night?
We meant to do
Luckily my notes identify as jazz, so if they're they can be whatever they want.
What is a jazz pronoun?
What is it?
We got to figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll get
Can
there.
you? I can't see the score of the Astros game, but I think
It's
we just did something.
oh wait.
I think we just did something.
Oh wait.
1-0.
Shut up,
Wait, that's not it. That's
Brad.
not it.
Now it's not your time.
We will make this happen. We give updates as they come.
We understand people want to watch the World Series and watch us. It's fine.
Just to let y'all know. Oh,
No.
what happened?
It's almost as many runs as they blew the lead last time or the first game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you talking shit?
I
Oh,
know you're
what
not supposed to
happened?
talk about no hitters. Yeah, what'd you do? You beat Bob?
Yeah. There we go.
You got demoted. You're on the bottom now.
What did Bob do, man?
Good.
Brad, you too. You're going to the bottom. You're
Yeah, I was
There.
about to say, I'm like, why did he get demoted? I have to stay at the bottom, even though I'm
Yeah.
an Astros fan.
Let this day be marked.
So I know it's a jinx to talk about no hitters, but did you notice that the Phillies don't have a hit yet? I wanted to point that out.
Ooh.
It's only a jinx if you're winning,
Who's pitching for the Astros?
and no one's talking about it. Alvarez.
Who is it?
Alvarez.
Mm.
Has Verlander pitched again?
Not yet.
Yeah.
He's too distracted by his wife.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't
They
be?
did show her on the screen.
I did. Did
at
you
one
see her
point
point
last
right
night,
at me on
but-
the TV? She like pointed and waved right at me on the TV. I don't know if I saw that.
No, just to you
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, it's pretty special. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
was very sweet of her. That's so kind.
Yeah.
All right,
Good job. I'm proud of you.
we go way back. We go way back. All right, Jared Bishop with the question.
Okay.
Oh, the hard hitting questions.
Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
don't cut your teeth.
What
Yeah.
is your advice to cutting teeth in DFW music?
Oh, man, I don't know. I just used to go out and talk to everybody and try and beg to get on bills, and then you would find out who wanted to play a show and who was like, no, I'm just gonna stick to playing with these people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, go out and see people and just shoot the shit, and then spread.
Chris,
It's
you gotta tell him to get on Deep Dallas Radio.
There you
Come
go.
on, dude. We worked on
every
this.
damn question, right?
We worked on this. We talked about
Yes.
this. Fail.
Oh,
Jeez, am I gonna have to demote you too? Come on.
yeah,
All right.
probably a good idea.
Bring Bobby back up.
Yeah, there we go. Take me down.
I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he showed his hat. You're back up.
There you
Bobby's been playing Jesus Christ just as long as
I've been playing in this scene for 22 years. Yeah.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
yeah.
all I care about is writing music and playing good shows, and if people come to it, that's great. It's just I don't let it get me down if people don't come out. You know, I just love to play.
I wish I had the costume for the local supporter right now to throw up, because the Halloween time.
The Halloween time costume.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be at your show. Doesn't show. Yeah.
The worst is when you start getting, and it doesn't bother me now as much. Maybe it's just because like old age, you know what I mean? Like the older you get, the more you're like, yeah, whatever. Like kind of like Bobby said, you're just like, I want to go out and have a good time. But like I would say like when I was in my 20s, I would like fucking stress when like it would be an hour before the show and you get the barrage of the like, sorry guys, I can't make it tonight kind of text. You know what I mean? Like. You're like, come on, man! Like I'm trying.
Oh, Mike!
You know,
Sorry,
My
about that, guys.
cousin's neighbor's dog is sick. I can't make it tonight. I'm so sorry. We'll try to get there next time, though. Let us know for the next time.
Losing smoking in the clubs was a big deal.
Is that what it was?
Now everybody has a patio, and then anyone who goes out to see a band, they only see that band. They don't see the other bands on the bill because they're on the patio smoking.
Yeah, hanging out, talking. Yeah.
So it makes it more competitive between bands as opposed to like, like spreading like wildfire. Like say if a band's really awesome and they're on a bill with somebody and everyone just can smoke in the club and they can see them. You know, I'm not a smoker, but I wish there were smoking clubs.
Made a difference.
You're not sponsored. You're not. I felt like that was leading to a sponsor of some sort. I don't know.
What? Philip
He's
Morris?
a Chuli's gum representative. I don't know if I'm gonna
Chuli's gum. Oh,
so
Lord,
y'all got
man.
shows coming up. What you got booked? Anything?
I have to book something. Like this is the other problem that we've been having that is all on me is like I got really bad at booking. Like I used to book and I only did it because nobody else back in the day would do it. And then I would just do a lot of booking and be like, all right, like I'm booking shows and networking. I'm out on the weekends, like whatever. And now I just I suck balls at like following up and like booking shows and shit. So Scott was talking.
Anything wrong with that?
That's right. It's fine, but oh my god, no!
That set the wheels off, didn't it?
That was one of those moments. I'm sorry, I had to do that.
That's our Mikey.
Given the day, it was like appropriately well timed, which also is not like a good segue because nobody's seen the text conversation. I'm like, speaking of sucking balls, and given today, that was a great segue. Like, it's like I'm not digging my hole deeper here. Like, I can't fucking win.
Oh man, people didn't hear our whole conversation, obviously, but you know there was a lot.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Leave them wanting more.
Yeah. I like December to me is such a hard time to book a show anyway, or like November or December, like once you get into it, because everybody starts like I've always disliked playing those months. I'm not saying I won't do it, but you always feel like so much is going on in like so many people's lives, like family starts going in, or they're prepping for Thanksgiving, or people are having like a Friendsgiving or a thing, you know, and there are all these shows that like suddenly it just becomes like, all right, let me just do it in January. No, because
when's the Friend show?
Oh, that's right. God damn it.
Why do I feel attacked right now, bro?
I really am digging a hole. I don't
But I mean, to give you some credit, you are absolutely right. December, I know just me and Mike personally.
Do we
Our
know each other?
year,
We know
our
each
year
other?
really speeds up November through even January.
Oh yeah,
just
past
because
January is like the new Christmas for adults.
we have
Right.
my sister's birthday, my nephew's birthday, Thanksgiving, my birthday, my niece's birthday, Christmas, his work, Christmas party.
Vegas trip.
There's a Vegas trip. Yes, like it's
Yes, there
between
is.
birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Friendsgivings. Not to throw shade at the Friendsgiving show.
We're not talking
there
about
are
that this
November
week.
26th.
Not my
people
intention,
that
by the
do
way.
that, and you do have to compete with. I mean, he's not wrong. You do have to compete with that kind of thing because people do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things going on. November, even up to
Should I say
January,
there's a
depending.
different caliber to that kind of thing? I don't
Yes.
know.
No, it is. It's hard. So I don't know.
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, we have been talking about December. But then I was the holdout for the same thing. We called it Thanksmas, right? Like got a bunch of friends together between Thanksmas and Thanksgiving and Christmas. Not a show, sorry. But like it was and so I was like, well, I don't know. Like then I was the ass hat that was holding out. I'm like, let me see what everybody's availability is. So who knows? Maybe we could do a show in December. You know what I mean? Like I still would like
Maybe.
playing shows is my favorite fucking thing. Like I absolutely love doing it. That's all. Yeah, I don't know what more I can say about that. Like it's just fun. Like it just is.
There's
So.
nothing better than getting all your friends together and all your friends' bands together and
Yeah.
you know, having a party. That's the way I look at it. You know, it's like, let's just get together and create some ruckus.
Yeah.
You know,
Like it makes for a fun night. I think when you're playing those shows, especially where like you really are into like every band on the bill. That was always my favorite thing about like doing an album release is where you're like curating a bill, you know, and it's like a big kind of like deal, but then you're like putting together like every band under the sun that you want to like put together. You know what I mean? Like we even I remember once we one album release, we even like managed to like convince Shall and Death Squad to come out of hiding and play a show, and that was a lot of fun. So I don't know if you guys are into them at all, but like
I do. Justin Pickard.
So good. They're just good.
Justin Pickard, that's our boy.
Like,
I mean, not a lot of people would have known, but I know, and he's amazing. That dude has got some chops.
Yeah. Good. So,
Well,
yeah,
thinking,
you get it.
yeah, talking about friends getting together and almost like a Friendsgiving type thing. Isn't there something coming up? Oh, hey, there it is. Look at that. How did that happen?
It's like we don't even need to have our show on here.
Right? Yes. Friendsgiving. Chris is donating the first 10 tickets to our listeners.
Here's the thing. I didn't even really think about that. And then I just looked at like there was like a big zoom in of like Mikey's face. And I was like,
yeah, I was just like, oh shit.
Oh, God. Poor mission.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Remember when I texted you earlier and I was like, you know, the good news is that I'm editing everything. The bad news is that I'm editing everything.
It's just clips of like every jackass stupid thing that I've said. You know what I mean?
Oh,
What
those
bands would you like to play with? And then there's silence and
Yeah,
me
it's like-
staring, you know, and like,
Yeah.
oh.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you joining us this evening. We hope to see you guys November 26th at Trees, supporting Inner
All the
Core.
friends.
The
Yeah,
friends.
everybody.
Supporting
friends.
Friendsgiving.
Yes.
Yes, come join our Friendsgiving.
Yes. I appreciate being on. It's a lot of
You're
fun.
invited. You are
Yes,
personally
you are.
invited.
Straight up,
Everyone
yeah.
listening is personally invited.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep us informed. Keep us in the loop when you guys have new music available. We'd love to promote it and play it for you guys.
Cool.
Any new
Get
shows
that
coming up?
vinyl. Get that vinyl. Where can they get that vinyl?
They can get it either at shows should we play them, or from Do For It Records, the web store on Do For It Records, sold through there. So,
There you
or
go.
literally just email any of us, or email, like Facebook message me. I don't give a shit, and I will mail a copy out. Like, you know,
There you go,
I
Mike.
already messaged you and I haven't gotten mine yet.
shit.
Just saying.
That's another check mark for me. Like, I'm just doing it.
Just kidding. He's really good about getting up to this stuff.
So the good news, guys, Houston now has a 5-run lead, so we can go sit back and enjoy and watch them blow it. So,
Fuck you, Bradley. God, I thought you were gonna be nice. I don't know why. I walked right into that.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. All right, Chris,
Awesome.
Bobby, thanks again for your time tonight, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having
How
us.
we can help support you guys, and
we really
spread the word.
really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the show, talking with us. We hope to do it again.
Yeah.
We'll
Thanks for
definitely
caring
do
to ask.
all
Yeah.
of your shows coming up. We will be there as always.
Killer. Dude, thanks,
All
dudes.
right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. Remember, stay tuned.
Stay local.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.